choka kusema next season. Yamjoy choka kusema next season. I'm glad that we get such great feedback. What to a meme challenge? I see you, I understand you, I relate to you so badly. You're my people. You're my people. I've got an amazing guest with me today. Today is actually a ladies edition. It's like a Friday, but it's giving, you know, WCW. The ladies are looking good. They're looking amazing. But more importantly, they're talented, they're hardworking, they're boss babes. I've got Nimo with me. She's a content creator. She's an artist. She's an all-round fun person. Karibu sana Nimo.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so nice to have you here because one, I follow your socials and I'm usually just like, where? But talk to me first about content creation because we had a conversation earlier and we were like, hey, Squeezy, we don't really know what falls under content creation. Kila mtu sinko na simu na tripod. I'm a content creator. What do you think actually makes a content creator?
Ooh, hey. Okay, so content creation, honestly, for me personally, I'm like a one-man team. I have to think about what I'm going to shoot so that I can sell that particular item. I edit it, you know, and act in the same video to make sure that it is interesting and it interacts with everyone. Yeah,
you know, like a Tyler Perry film. Directed by Tyler Perry, written by Tyler Perry, cast starring Tyler Perry. That's you. Yes. That's you. How did you get into content creation and what's perhaps the biggest sign that you're growing? What tells you, you know what, that I'm growing in this space?
I think I started, I can't quite point out when I started because it actually just came out naturally. From first people identifying you on the online space and the influence that you have. Then I started getting jobs. Yeah, that's basically how it started. Yeah.
And then how did you know, like, I can actually, you know, make money out of this? Because I know sometimes it's hard to monetize it. You know, maybe you're doing great content, killer content, but akuna hizo simu, and you don't know, like, maybe I should be the one to go look for clients. How did you start monetizing and making money?
I think number one is I got connected with someone who really came through for me, and I got my first job. That's when I was like, wow, so this actually pays. Yeah, so I just continued creating content on my social so that people can actually notice me, and sometimes you actually even have to go and identify some brands and ask them for jobs. Yeah.
I think that's the thing that most people don't know. They assume you will just sit by your phone and the calls will come in. You know, I've got 10K, I've got 100K followers, I've got this much, and the phone will just be ringing.
No.
Yeah,
because we are so many of us.
True.
So you just have to actually go out there and also look for jobs. For jobs,
I agree. Is there something that helps you decide who to work with, who not to work with? Because I'm thinking, like the industry is young, so we might be all eager to just be like, hey, jobo imekuja. But is there something that should be like, this brand, I don't think it's really for me. It doesn't resonate with Nimo.
Yeah. So many of them, because sometimes number one, you have rules, and you also have to know, like, the niche, the people who are following you, what do they want to see? You know, there's some things you can identify yourself with, they won't relate. True. You know, and also you have to do your due diligence to make sure whatever you're pushing is actually legit. You don't want to push something and it's actually like
a scam.
Yeah, a scam. Yeah, exactly.
True. I've seen so many celebrities get in trouble over the past few, especially like in the States. I think Kim Kardashian was fined like $1 million for pushing what cryptocurrency exchange was. I can't remember, but just stories that had to deal with crypto. And you know, it's so easy to, someone offers you like a lot of money and you're like, you post, you're like, yes, and then now people are coming for you. Are there times where you felt like you've been approached by shady people, or you're like, I'm not too sure about you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I have.
How shady were they? You don't have to name them.
They kind of had a scandal before about scamming people, so I knew I wasn't about to deal with that.
Yeah, you're like, that's not for me. But aside from content creation, you're also a talented artist who has an amazing song that is just out. I saw it and I'm like, how is she doing like almost 50K numbers like in under a day? Like, tell me about Nitete, Mbono Lingia, you know, that side of music, why you chose that sound, Pia?
One, I am very passionate about music. It's something that I've been nurtured, like ever since I was little. My dad has been like a huge fan of nurturing my music. So once I got like connected with my husband and he was doing that, it was actually a nice opportunity for him to also continue nurturing me. And Nitete is number one from me, and featuring Wapendwa Muziki. Yes. They're a nice couple. And it's just a song to encourage someone. You know, in life, you pass through a lot sometimes, and you don't know how to deal with situations. You just end up talking to God.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how Nitete
came to be. Yeah, you mentioned your husband earlier. For people who don't know, who is your husband and what does it look like making music in such a musical household?
Okay, my husband is Mr. Sid.
Yes.
And it's not challenging. He what can I say? He inspires me. Let me say that. He inspires me because I actually see what he does, and he's doing a great job in the industry also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have someone actually who can even help you navigate, you know, the things that you might not be new to.
Yes.
Let me ask you, do you guys trade off ideas? Like, because he helps nurture your talent musically. Are you also like, babe, you know, your socials need to, you know, they need to cook up better. Let me help you, give you a few pointers here and there.
Yes, we do a lot,
Yeah.
a lot. Because I was doing music, then took a break for like 2 years. So before then, he was actually the one doing everything. But now we noticed that it's too much for him because he's also like an artist. He has so many things to do. So he handed me over to a team, which is Stubborn Empire Studios. So that's currently who I'm working with. But he still pitches in some ideas.
Yeah. I think it's so important to have a team and a support system, like for people looking out for you. When you think of like the people around you and the support that they offer you, is there something that you're like, and you know, if I didn't have like the backing of these people, I would not have been able to do?
Yes, a lot. My family, definitely, because they're currently watching right now, you know.
Say hi to them. What's hi.
They're currently watching, and they're my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
They're the ones who actually push me. You know, sometimes things can discourage you, but they really vouch for me.
Yeah. I love that it's you have a support system, you feel it. I think it also shows in your music, you know, when something is coming from a genuine place. This collaboration, did it come from, sometimes, you know, artists meet and they're like, I'm big, you're big, we should collab. Or I want to go into your space or into your niche, so we should collab. How did it come? Or was it just like, you know what, we're vibing and I think we understand each other and we should make a song together?
Exactly. We are vibing and we understand each other. And wapendwa muziki, it's a couple I've seen growing, you know. When hizo enzi zenye nyinyi wote mnajaribu kugrow, they were also there. So once I was ready to go back to the music industry, I felt like my sound would really complement if I merged with them.
It's so interesting that you mentioned your sound, and you talked about also growing up in a musical household where your dad was like very keen to nurture that. What were you listening to as a child growing up? Because I know that has a huge effect on your sound now. What was like on repeat kwa radio?
Worship songs. Yeah. I've been raised in a church. I've always gone to church, so worship songs have been like what we've listened to.
Any
apart from
artist?
Kikuyu songs from the parents and all that. Any
particular artist that you remember and you're like, for real, this person has shaped, you know, how my music sounds now?
I can't really tell that it has shaped, because I kind of want to just sound like myself. But we grew up listening to Eunice Njeri. And so many others.
I get that. It's so interesting to me that you had these fun musical influences. You ended up, you know, working in a space that's very social, that's very, you know, public, and then now the music is also very public. How do they marry? Like, how do you, for example, promote your own content? Do you treat yourself like a client when it comes to promoting your music online? How do those two things like marry each other?
Okay, first, let me say that the 2 years break that I took, it's like kind of I wasn't really believing myself in the music scene. But once I got the courage, you know, like I'm pushing this because it's like my product. So I'm going all ham.
Do you think of yourself as a brand? I know people are usually like, I don't know if this is a good thing or this is a bad thing. Do you think of yourself as a brand? Because then, you could be like, I'm pushing the brand.
Right now, I'm pushing the brand. Before then, I would meet people on the streets and they're, hi, Nimo. I'm like, you know, like people actually recognize me. But now, I know I'm a brand.
I love that, the confidence that comes with like being sure of yourself and being like, someone says hi Nimo, I'm like hi, because you expect them to recognize you. Is there a difference so far that you've noticed in the reception from your music and then from your online audiences? Because sometimes I know it's not always the same people who are listening to your jams that are, you know, commenting on your Instagram and stuff like that.
I don't think there's a difference, because what I share on my Instagram is basically my life. And once in a while, I would just sing an a cappella or something so they know. So once I put my music out there and told them that I'm back,
Yes.
they supported me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me where you want to go with this music, and also with the content creation as well.
Yeah.
Like, what do you see as the end goal? And you'd be like, if I've done this thing, I've done a good job at music, and I've done a good job at content creation.
First of all, with music, I feel like it's a ministry for me. Let me say that. It feels like a ministry. If I encourage someone or someone's life changes because they heard my music, then I will feel like I've achieved.
Yeah.
With content creation, of course, I want more money. You know, I want to make more money. I want more brands to actually point me out and see that I'm doing a good job.
Yeah. We've been like looking at so many changes that are happening in the music industry lately.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, if you've seen any of these trending like AI covers of songs. Have you seen?
Yes.
Like machines just, and they do like a Kanye West song, and if you had not been told that's made by a machine, you'd be like, that's Kanye's new song, that's nice, or you know, so and so song. What do you think about for machines getting that close to sounding like human beings? And does it scare you sometimes that, hey, all of our jobs could be taken? Maybe Mariam could be replaced by a robot. Nimo has been replaced by AI. Does it ever scare you?
It does. It does. It's kind of scary, but what it is actually, machines can really just take your personality and be like you exactly. So I think we still got that.
Yeah, we still have that going for us. The fact that we're human, you can't take that away from us. I'm hoping that's the case, because sometimes I hear these songs and I'm like, wait, they're sounding a bit human. They're sounding a bit too human.
I know.
But I love that you have the confidence in yourself and of course in your craft to know that, hey, I can weather any storm. We want to get maybe a slight snippet of Nitete. Maybe, do you want to do it a cappella? Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I can do a small a cappella of my verse.
Ooh, all right, let's hear it. It's been out for how long? One day?
Yeah, one day.
One day, man. Look at that. Okay, this is pretty much an exclusive. If you're not on the YouTube notifications and you've already watched it, then this is an exclusive to you. So you're welcome. Karibu. Say welcome. Say karibu. Have a good evening. We're gonna leave you right now, but we will leave you in the capable hands of Nimo as she performs Nitete, which is her fresh single. And a YouTube pale, pair like, pair comment, pair nini. DJ E has been doing an amazing job. We thank him so much. E, how are you feeling about the evening? And where's the sherehe after, if there is one?
Yeah, the sherehe is obviously, of course, tomorrow you can find me at Kikuyu Gardens. Be killing it right there. Then on Sunday you can find me at Kettle House.
All right.
Lavington, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, E. Let's go to Nitete by Nimo Gashwiri, a cappella version.
Tembea nami, niongoze, chukua dadi, shukrani zote. Nimekuona, hujawahi niangusha, kuzaliwa hadi sasa. Mbali huu nimetoka, umekuwa mwema, umekuwa mwema. DJ, let's go.